When I was young, that's when I became aware of my identity. There was no particular wording for it because, again, the conversations in language that was accepting for trans persons, queer persons was either not accepted, appreciated, or even existing. First, it was at home with the insults, with a good beating here and there, with the being ridiculed, being like put down, you know. It does really affect your mental health and your sense of self. And when you battle with yourself is the worst thing because you are the first critic of everything you do. And for the longest, that was who I was. It is your way of survival, and it is your way of knowing that you are worth it. So whatever that looks like to you, just choose you. My name is Alfie. My pronouns are they, them, he, him. I'm a trans non-binary person living in Nairobi, Kenya. I am also a human rights defender and advocate of queer or SOGI rights, especially when it comes to accessing SRHR and mental health and just legal justice. Yeah.
Could you share a bit about your personal journey and when you first became aware of your identity?
When I was young, that's when I became aware of my identity. There was no particular wording for it because, again, the conversations in language that was accepting for trans persons, queer persons was either not accepted, appreciated, or even existing. So I knew something was not, quote unquote, like the rest of my siblings, but I did not have the word to express who I am at that time. But I knew something was not conforming to what was already set out for me to be or to look like.
What led you to participate in conversion practices? Was there pressure from family, community, or religious institutions?
It started from family. And what happened was that once I came to know who I am, there was a conflict because your parents raised you to be like this. I'm the only assigned female at birth in my home. So my mom was actually very particular in the way they want me to dress, in the way they wanted me to look like, because finally they had the quote unquote girl. And I was not aligning at all. And so it was practices that was to make me feel accepted. Because I also did not want conflict with my family. I didn't want conflict with my mom and dad. So it started from there. Then it was like, how will society look at us? From now my mom, how will they see us? How will they hear us? How will they think we are raising you? My mom is a Christian, my dad is a Muslim. So the integration of it was for us to try and fit in as much as possible and not cause a lot of alarms. So for me, when it comes to the way I express myself, who I will play with, because everything, especially in African context, is gendered. There are games for boys, there are games for girls. So when you start diverting to the other, you'll always want to be brought back. And most of the time it's with hard words, insults, or a nice beating.
Could you describe the specific methods or techniques that were used during your experience with conversion practices?
So, as I said, spirituality or religion is a big part of my parents' existence, though even them, they don't conform to certain things. But first it was at home with the insults, with a good beating here and there, with the being ridiculed, being like put down, And then it went to where church people will be brought in and asked to be prayed because something is clearly wrong with this one. So probably they need prayers, they need to be put their hands on. So it was like that. It was very subtle, but it was adding in volume. So they start with harsh talks, and when you see that doesn't work, of course a beating will follow. And then now it went to the church, which made me have a lot of aspects of bitterness, honestly, because I was like, you're supposed to be accepting me.
What were the immediate emotional and psychological effects you experienced during these practices?
It does really affect your mental health and your sense of self. And when you battle with yourself is the worst thing, because you are the first critic of everything you do. And for the longest, that was who I was. And through different organizations, trans organizations here in Kenya, I was able to access therapy for free. And working on myself, it made me at least mitigate all those things that I was feeling was off. And coming to learn there are things that are innate and there is nothing wrong with me. And also just deal with the traumas of wrong believing about myself. And that took time. But yes, there was effect there. There was some damage done there.
If you could speak directly to someone currently considering or being pressured into conversion practices, what would you want them to know?
It is your way of survival, and it is your way of knowing that you are worth it. So whatever that looks like to you, just choose you. Choose yourself, knowing that you're worth it, knowing that you are valued in whatever sense or space you're in, or whatever thing that you want to do. Like, just choose you.